Hello, this is a Sikhism guidance video. So it's just to guide you through the PowerPoint that also sits on OneDrive. And more specifically, we're going to be looking at Sewa today. Sewa, S-E-W-A, Sewa. And we're going to be focusing on why is Sewa important. What I'd like you to do first and foremost, please, if you could please get the title, why is Sewa important? And you'll see that on slide 1, the spelling, if you've already forgotten. Now, first and foremost, what I'd like you to do, what we would like you to do, is make a list of the way you could help someone in need. Okay, so it could be the obvious, might be giving money or giving to charity, which is tantamount really to the same thing, giving time, etc. So write a list of things that you could do to help somebody in need. You may already do something to help your fellow human being. What is that? Get that down. Secondly, explain why someone would help someone in need. What's the point? Okay, so first two tasks, if you could spend a couple of moments, please, just doing that would be absolutely brilliant. And I'm ready to move on. On the second slide, you'll see a great big yellow question mark, pretty unmissable. And I would like you to draw a bubble style question mark. Same perhaps if you like, you can copy it directly or just a big question mark really. And inside, explain what Sewa or Sewa. It reads Sewa, but the actual how you say it is Sewa. Explain what Sewa is. Now, given that you've just made a list of ways in which you could help your fellow human being, draw that information that you've already gleaned to apply to this particular task. What do you think Sewa is? Okay, itching to tell you, but it's a guidance video only, so I won't go any further. Now, outside of the question mark, you might even want to do lines. That's kind of obvious what that is, isn't it? Lines around the question mark. Write why people actually help others. Okay, so if you've helped somebody before, why did you do it? You can be as specific as you like or as general as you like. How did it make you feel? It might be that was the reason why you did it, because it altered the way in which you felt about yourself, perhaps made you feel good, for example. And when you've done that, let's say you've listed about 3, 4, 5 reasons why people perhaps engage in Sewa. Let's move on. Slide 3 is a fairly rather unpopulated slide, and in the centre of it simply says, one who performs selfless service without thought of reward shall attain his Lord and Master. And that is, you will see GGS 286. What do you think the GGS might stand for? I'll give you a clue. The first G stands for Guru. Okay, so where might you find this, I wonder? I'd like you to copy that down, please, into your book. Okay, this is the reason why, why Sikhs actually engage in Sewa, because it actually teaches them that they should. Okay, let's move on. I'm teaching. The fourth slide, you will see a triangle, and it talks about using a reading sheet to complete the diagram. Obviously, we're not going to be using the reading sheet today, or glue the image into the correct places. We're not going to be doing that. What I would like you to do, however, is copy the 3 types of Sewa, okay, and simply copy each corner of that triangle, what it says on paper. Now, if you are doing it directly onto OneNote, I would like you therefore to put in some pictures that illustrate what that looks like serving in the Langar. Okay, don't worry about the missing spaces at this stage, but just find that out. What does it look like serving in the Langar? Google it. If you're not sure what Langar is, Google it. Similarly, find an illustration or a picture that illustrates the other 2, giving to charity, teaching the Guru Granth Sahib. Okay, good luck. And we move on to task, or I should say, slide 5. You'll notice here that there are tons and tons of pictures. Now these pictures should be fairly obvious in terms of why they are there, because they are all examples of what, not Sewa, it looks like it should be pronounced like that, but Sewa. These are all specific examples as well of how Sikhs help the world, their local community or individuals. Okay? Now, I would like you to now write a radio interview, so a script for that interview. You are interviewing Ramesh Seth about his experience on the stuck train. Now, Ramesh Seth is somebody who has been exactly that, stuck on a train, and there were numerous people on this train that needed actually quite a bit of help. The train had come to a stop in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the night. All doors were not able to be opened, and even if they were, there was nowhere to go, and it was bitterly cold outside. Inside, the temperature was dropping quite significantly, and there were young children, there were elderly people, and this individual, Ramesh Seth, was stuck on this train. There was a very limited supply of food and more importantly water, and people were actually starting to fear for their lives. Now, you are interviewing Ramesh Seth about his experiences stuck on the train. Now, he is somebody, just to give you a bit of a start, that actually endeavoured to help other people around him. Your task is, how might he have done that? Okay, and you are to portray that in the form of an interview. What questions would you ask this individual? How would you ask? How do you think Ramesh Seth would respond to you? Okay, so have a really good think about that. There's a lot of creativity that can be applied to this task. Incidentally, it was because of the remote location of the train. It was actually almost a week before those individuals were actually saved on that train. So they did have to work together collaboratively as a team. Ramesh Seth really helped. How? Okay. Anyway, I think I've given you enough instruction with slide 6. Slide 7. Simply answer the following questions. 1 mark practice. Write a definition of Sewa. 2 mark practice. Give 2 examples of Sewa. Okay, so what might Sewa look like? 5 mark question. Sewa is the best way to connect to God. Good question. Now, you can refer to scripture or sacred writing. In other words, that extract that you copied from the Guru Granth Sahib to help you answer that question. And it's there on slide